Good evening. First of all, welcome, friends and family. I am Commander Rosie Gashinsky, and I'm a great personal friend of Theresa Carpenter. I first met Theresa, ironically enough, figuring out how to save money on female uniform items via the Female Navy Officers Facebook page, and later on the Sea Services Leadership Association board. I am so glad for the day that I met Theresa. I couldn't be more prouder of you today than to have the honor and privilege to promote you to Commander. You are an amazing wife, leader, sister in the Navy, warrior, advocate, leader, and friend. Your desire to personally grow, learn, improve, forgive, challenge the status quo, and lead with integrity and excellence to take care of your sailors is unmatched. Promotion to Commander signals that you are ready to take on the challenges of more responsibility, a sacred honor and trust that you are equipped to lead and entrusted with more. I have no doubt you will do it with excellence. It's a culmination of 25 years of hard work, from a young enlisted airman to a SWO lieutenant and to a very, very savvy public affairs officer. You strive to not only get it right, but do it the right way, a gift and an art that transcends excellent work and is rightly deserving. Keep striving for greatness, my friend. You inspire me daily. I'd like to read a quote that I learned back in 1997 when I went through the Naval Academy as a young plebe. It's entitled, "The Man in the Arena." It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Theodore Roosevelt, 1912. With that, I believe it's time to get you promoted. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Theresa Carpenter.
I, Theresa Carpenter,
Do solemnly reaffirm
do solemnly reaffirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will continue to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution
and I will continue to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution
and the country whose course it directs.
and the country whose course it directs.
I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And now I have some shoulder boards that need to be changed out. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Yeah. Oh. All right. Thank you, Rosie, for the kind introduction. And hello, everyone. I know we have some celebrating to do and a dance floor in our future, but I wanted to take this special moment to share brief comments about my journey in the Navy and the important people who helped guide, encourage, and support my path. I want to thank Rosie again for graciously agreeing to administer my oath. She exemplifies everything that's right about the Navy, leadership, and just overall how to be a courageous human being. I am so blessed that our paths crossed. Harry, you are my rock, my soulmate, and my reason I look forward to each day. The life we get to share together is such an amazing gift, and it's unreal that midlife I found such a strong, caring, and thoughtful man. I also want to give a grateful shout out to my parents, Charles and Carolyn Pickard, who raised me with the moral compass I have today and who are always cheering me on. Now, while this ceremony may seem as if it's about celebrating me, I prefer to see it as a celebration of the Navy and the people who serve. In my 25 years of service, I have been able to experience events that have shaped the course of history. From being on the aircraft carrier that commenced operations during the conflict in Iraq, to assisting Navy SEALs, Army Special Forces, and the Armed Forces of the Philippines to end terrorism, my service, and many others who serve our nation is a testament to the human spirit and the extraordinary things ordinary people accomplish by working together. It's an outcome I never would have imagined growing up in Columbus, Ohio, a town not that familiar with military service, and frankly with me on a path that looked more like jail time than one where I had a tremendous opportunity to give back. I can remember one evening, I'm out with friends, and they looked at me with great curiosity and wondered how somebody like me, who resented authority, partied every night, carelessly threw away money on expensive clothing, was going to then join the military, embrace additional responsibilities, and take orders. Thankfully, I had a few friends who, despite my dead-end prospects at home, encouraged me to enlist, and while not knowing anything about the Navy, I took the plunge. I joined the Navy following a tradition that goes back 244 years, born out of a desire for freedom. Freedom to operate as an independent nation. I celebrate that freedom, and I never take for granted our mission as a Navy. In fact, our mission statement explicitly states that alongside our allies and partners, we defend freedom, preserve economic prosperity, and keep the seas open and free. It goes back to our history as a nation to decide for ourselves how we want to be governed, and it's a value that I hold dear. It's also why I join causes that advocate policy changes using legislation to push that change. We all have that responsibility as citizens to exercise our rights to peacefully and respectfully debate public policy. We can be civil and disagree, but we must always put kindness and empathy first. The leaders I most admired had those traits and were not afraid to fail. They empowered their teams and they passed along their knowledge. They were the kind of leaders I knew one day I wanted to become. I took the lessons they gave me, I used the leadership and responsibility of whatever pay grade I was at to make the Navy and myself better. Because after all, we all play a part. That's why we are here. Our overall purpose as a society is to elevate those around us and raise our collective consciousness. And I will continue to pay forward my lessons learned and best practices so that one day when I retire from the Navy, those coming behind me will be best prepared to take my place. That's the cycle of life. I will close with a story about Ron Dean, who unfortunately could not be here today. Ron is a dear friend of mine and seasoned contractor who assisted us aviation electricians while on deployment when we faced a maintenance discrepancy beyond our expertise. One day, while stuck in the back of our S-3B Viking aircraft, toiling away in the stifling heat in the Middle East fixing a flight control unit, Ron asked me what I wanted to do. It was the height of the war in Iraq, tensions were high in my work center due to the stress of being in a combat zone. I could barely think about what I was doing each day, let alone my future. I looked at him and I was confused. What did he mean? I was taken aback, I got defensive, and I told him I was working on my enlisted surface worker qualification. At the time, I was qualified to inspect the aircraft before they launched off the flight deck, and in my mind, wasn't I doing everything I was supposed to do? He looked at me in his kind and gentle way and simply said, "No. What are you doing to get to where you want to be in life? Because this isn't for you, Theresa. And you have to take what you love doing and use that as a way to be of greater service." Well, Ron, I think I figured it out, and I have you and so many others to thank for helping me get here. And I will continue learning and growing from the seeds that you all firmly planted in my heart, in my mind, and in my life, for which I will be grateful. Thank you very much. All right, let's eat, let's drink, let's celebrate.